This is the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550. And now, here's your host, Sarah Mohsin.
Great to be back here again, folks, and so looking forward to our guest on air today. We have Shadia here. How are you, Shadia?
I'm doing wonderful, thanks.
So we have your wonderful aunt here,
Yes.
and I'm so grateful to your aunt, Lindia. And can you share a little bit, Lindia, about you listen to our show, right? Our Mohsin program.
Yes, I do listen to the show every day. And I'm always grateful to hear you. You have such good insight into what you want to help everybody with. And when I heard your show, I was so happy. My niece said she wanted to do something, so I called and I said, oh boy, I know somebody wonderful who can help you. And I gave her your number, and it just started all there.
Well, I'm smiling because it just brings me great joy when, we are grateful to be on air and have wonderful listeners like yourself, Lindia, to mention to your family members. We're a family-owned business, so we really, feel very blessed to be a part of the Salem family and our listeners. So when your niece called, when Shadia called, we've spent a lot of time together, Shadia.
Yes,
I've enjoyed
it.
I've enjoyed it, really. I tell my brother, I was like, oh, another house that she's looking at. And then you'd give me the image and we'd share our thoughts about the house. And
Right, we do.
So tell us a little bit about the purchase and what we've been working on together.
Okay, so first of all, this process was, it took me by surprise in the sense that when my aunt first told me about the program, I called, but I honestly didn't have much expectations. I just thought, I'd call in and I'd, get an idea and then maybe I'd hear from somebody. But the fact that everything happened so quickly, by maybe two or 3 days later, actually maybe a day later, I was already in touch with a realtor and started to look at houses. It just took me by surprise because I really didn't realize that I probably would have been at that place already. I was so amazed. But it's been an interesting process. I am a novice, to this whole home buying thing. So it was quite interesting to me. Right now, I'm almost about to close,
Yes.
Which is amazing. It took me a little time to, get that perfect home because, I am actually looking for a home that I can spend the rest of my life in, So I'm not looking to buy to resell or anything like that. So I had to get that perfect home. And because I spend a lot of time at home, I work from home, it was very important to me to really, get that one. So I'm happy, that I'm closing on a home that has enough space for me, my family, visiting family. It's, and my Aunt Lindia.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the thing. It's, this is all about family. I always say invest in your faith in your family. And if your finances come together, everything is possible. And peace of mind is what you end up getting. So I've really enjoyed it because we communicate daily.
We do.
And when you were looking at the homes, you have similar tastes. So I was, looking at the pictures and it was enjoyable because it's nice to see on a home purchase, there's a great deal of joy because it's reflecting, your kids and your your aunt, your family members, how they would enjoy that space. And to be able to get you pre-approved. We work pretty quickly. We pre-approve within a day, 24 hours.
Yes.
And then we can recommend real estate agents. We have great people like Jay Ban on the ground. And, we want people to be happy because this is it's a big deal. It's like sending your kid to college.
Yes, it is.
So, folks, call in. It's here always to answer questions. The number 1-800-662-9550. And we are grateful, really, truly, for families like yourselves. Your aunt was really kind enough to share our story and, to tune in daily. That means a lot to us, believe me.
Thank you.
So how did you find the process in itself with us? As you were saying, it moved pretty quickly throughout.
Right. Exactly. Initially, everything moved pretty quickly. I think the most time, I think the process was really smooth. I think the only hiccups are the part that we have the control over. You see a property, you like it, but it's probably turns out to be not the property for you, or you probably, someone kind of beat you to the punch. So, it all depends. But the process itself, you've been very supportive.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it. I've understood.
The communication is wonderful, because communication is a big thing for me, wanting to hear back. And, it's been amazing, honestly. I can't say, I couldn't have done this, without the support of you guys and Jay, who's been my realtor.
Yeah, so Jay's wonderful.
I know. He is amazing. He really is. I have learned so much for this process. It's, It
is. And I think it's exciting because, when we talk also, you and I hear your kids in the background. So I think it's really nice just to have that sense of, your family's going to move in. It's an exciting time. And the holidays are here and you're closing. And I'm grateful that you're here in the studio to share your story because, we're all about being of service. We just want to make sure everyone's happy, whether you're buying a home or you're consolidating debt or, you want to do a reverse mortgage. Those are the things that create a lot of space for faith and family instead of working so hard and not having the hours to spend with your kids or with your faith or your family members.
Right. Absolutely. Because like I said, I didn't know anything about the process and
you had good questions. Like I loved it because you were always asking questions and you're like, I'm not really familiar with the process, but it's good to ask questions because then you know and you learn and you're interested in knowing, And then with your property, as in Massachusetts, values are going up. So you've invested in just long-term for your kids and for yourself because the equity in that property is going to generate, some great decisions for the future on how you want to either, take money out at any point. You could do it, reinvest it, but you've made a decision. You're like, this is the home I want. I want to stay here for the rest of my life. And so you've created this wealth, a good sense of wealth, not only just monetarily, but wealth in your family life.
Right, absolutely.
It's beautiful space, actually. I mean, those pictures are spectacular.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask your aunt, what are your thoughts about the whole scenario? Because you recommended Shadia.
All what I have seen throughout the process was really what you spoke about on the radio. Every detail you explained on the radio, and it really went through almost the same way. What I really liked is you usually say that you will do wholesaling instead of going to the different banks, and the banks refuse you. And that was what really captivated my attention, because I said, hey, wholesale, it means that you have a wide range of different banks to go through. And as I told her, one of them must come through.
Yes.
Instead of you just go to maybe Bank of America or Citizens or wherever you go, and then they deny you. If you have a wide range of banks, then something will come through for you. And I really like that. That's why I introduced her to you. And again, as Christians, I know that you all would have been doing your best. And since you all love people, love life, you all would do your best to ensure that she gets something good for herself. And I saw that beautiful house that day, and I said, oh, okay, that's my room, that's your room.
I love it.
Yes.
And I just got stuck to it.
She said, that's my room first before your room.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah, she'll need a pair of keys.
No, it's good. Yeah.
I'm very happy for her because she's my niece, and I, so to speak, adopted her from the age of 4. Yeah. And then I have seen her grow into such a beautiful young lady.
Yeah, both of you are beautiful women, beautiful in heart and spirit.
Yeah, with aspirations, and that's what we really want to do in life, is to help others to be who they want to be.
Well, I want to thank you both. Really, it's heartwarming. I feel so happy and joyful and grateful. So with that, thank you for coming on air with us.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thanks, Shadia.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to see the real person.
Thanks so much. Blessings. Stay well, folks.
This has been the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550.